The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. As always, I am Kurt Cross, your host, and we are at DMV Live at DeMatha Catholic High School, Hyattsville, Maryland, where we get the best talent all over the country, up and down the East Coast, are coming here for the live period for Division I and II coaches to check out the talent that's here in the DMV and all around the country. As always, you can listen to us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast content. Of course, on social media, you can find us at DMV Hoops Podcast. Right now, we bring you the players, we bring you the coaches. We have none other than Academy of the New Church coach, Mr. Kevin Gibbons. Mr. Gibbons, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Sir, this is the live period.
Yes, sir.
A lot of dreams are happening right now.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Coaches are here. This is a beautiful thing. We come from about 2 hours away, and we enjoy the ride because I think it gives the kids a wonderful opportunity to impress the coaches.
Absolutely. Now, I do know you're in Pennsylvania, but where in Pennsylvania are you?
We're in Huntington Valley.
Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
All right. So you come to this floor. It's the historic DeMatha.
Yes.
But you put that to the side because we have talent come from all over the place to play. You had a tough game against Mount St. Joe's, their storied program as well.
Yes.
And what do you feel like, if anything, I mean, you're with your team all year long, you're with your team in the summer. What do you learn about your team on this floor during the live period? Well,
the one thing I learned today, for at least one half, we can probably play with anybody in the country. Our kids play hard. We lost this game down about with 3 to 4 minutes left in the game. We lost our conditioning. Our kids didn't finish strong.
Right.
We lost our legs. We got out rebounded. So we just lost that tenacity down the stretch, which cost us to lose the game. And also, we had a great player out there who shot the ball very well.
Right. I failed to mention that some folks may not know, with the live period, you're not done. You have another game at Seton later today.
Right, 4:30.
Right, so you come down here, and hopefully when you take the trip, you get a few games in. Yeah. You want to learn more than just 32 minutes worth about what your team is all about.
Yep.
All right, so you won your first league title since 2009 last year, or 2024, yes. You got a resume.
Yeah, we won back-to-back.
No. You, sir, have a resume. I see 300-plus wins on my interview card here.
Yep, 395
to be exact. Yes. So come early December, it'll be 400.
I hope.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, that's absolutely.
Now, you have to excuse my ignorance when it comes to, we do our research on a lot of basketball teams, but as you know, there are a ton of basketball teams out there. Are you going to field a younger team, a newer team? Did you graduate a lot last year?
Well, this is an older team, actually.
This is an older team now, okay.
We have 7 to 8 seniors on our team this year. I had these guys since they were freshmen.
Okay.
And so they've been in the system. They know the system. They play hard. They know how we like to play. So I'm ecstatic about going into the next season. I'm hoping to get three wins. I'm sorry. Hoping to get back-to-back championships.
There you go. Here's what I'm seeing on this interview card, and thanks to Chelsea, she puts all of these together. I'm hearing that you've been there 32 years.
32 years, absolutely.
I'm hearing that those first 3 seasons weren't your best seasons.
They were a wash. They were.
But then I'm hearing Final Four multiple times.
Yes.
4 straight, maybe?
5 straight.
5, okay. My intern here, she put down 4 straight. Coach, what does it take, if you can move a little closer to the mic too, what does it take to sustain that sort of success?
Well, the one thing that we do is we take pride in developing players. We don't necessarily always get the top player in the country. We're a pretty strong academic school,
right?
So sometimes that makes things a little tougher for us. So we have to go out there and get the student athlete and develop him from a very young age. And so we take pride in doing that. And our development throughout our coaching system is pretty good.
You know, I have to thank you for that. We met 3 minutes ago.
Right.
But I have to thank you for that because there's more to basketball than basketball.
Absolutely.
There's more than the 84 by 50. That ball will stop bouncing at some point.
Absolutely.
What are we doing to, and it's a rhetorical question, I'm not challenging you on this, but you have to ask yourself as a coach, what are we doing to develop these young men to be great young men? because some of them may not play again.
Absolutely right. And for us, our priority is the classroom.
Right.
So, and I'll give you an example of that. Some of our players are being recruited by some of the elite academic schools across the country.
Right.
So they know coming into A&C, Academy New Church, that our goal is to make you whole, make you a complete person, make you a better person, make you a good husband, make you a good young man, and that's our priority. And then basketball take care of itself.
You know, I coached on the girls' side, high school and college for 24 years. And I would ask my players, if you were to make it to the next level, if you made it to the WNBA, how many years would you play? And they would say, I don't know, 7, 8, 9. So do you want me to prepare you for those 7, 8, 9 years? Or do you want me to prepare you for life? And I didn't have any Division I prospects and that sort of thing, but we must develop these young people. They're our greatest resource, and they will go as we lead them as adults.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at you, I'm hearing from you, and I'm hearing that for some of these young men, you're their father, you're their mentor, you're their coach. You might see them in the classroom, and all of these things are important to develop. I mean, we love the game. The game can bring out some beauty in life and beauty to these players and something they may not have known they could have done. But for someone on your team, from time to time, it might be this is their brotherhood.
Right.
And somebody, I don't know your program well enough to know, but someone on your program didn't go to play for the next 30 years or 20 years, right? Exactly. So you had to make them a great young man.
Exactly.
What does this live period mean to you, being able to, are you teaching your team how to travel? You teach your team how to play on different courts and all that. What do you think are the big takeaways from how you can guide them through this live period?
Well, see, one of the things is that we're a boarding school too.
Okay.
So some of our kids at a young age leave home.
Right.
The ones that are about 3 to 4 hours away from the school.
So you really are playing dad.
Right. So I am playing dad. I'm responsible for the haircuts when it comes to getting the kids ready for a dance and that sort of thing. So I'm responsible for study hall, making sure the kids are accomplishing their goal in terms of the classroom. Right. And I'm responsible for their social life too as well. Right. So there's a lot of things to it. But when you say about traveling, these guys are prepared. We didn't bring a bus down here. They came down on their own with their parents. And so there has to be some kind of communication there with their parents and with us. Right. So we set up a parent portal. We set up a team portal, keep them separate. So the kids are responsible for getting here and taking care of the necessary needs to get here. And we prioritize that because we want, at some point in time, like you said, basketball is going to be over. You got to be self-reliant. And you got to be independent. You got to be a good young man that can survive out there. And part of that is communicating, and part of that is developing their social skills.
So this is not November through March for you.
No, it's all year round.
You waved bye-bye to that a long time ago, right?
2 weeks ago, I get a little break, but like you said, the other difficult part is they live so far away that how do we get them all here for the live period? Right. And get them in for practice. So sometimes we come out here cold turkey. We can't always have a practice with everybody there. Right. So sometimes we have to, hopefully they remember some of the plays from last year. Right.
Okay, no, that's great to hear. I mean, this live period is exciting. You got college coaches. I'm looking at, 50, 60, 70 college coaches down there right now. Yep. And it's wonderful to get these young men this exposure. And that's one of the things we want to do. We want to interview the players and coaches and give them that experience as well. So the players travel down here on their own. Okay, so we're out of school now. So is this the time of year where you still have some young men on campus, or they're all gone?
They're all gone, but the ones that live close to campus,
we can get them there. Get some shots up.
Get some shots up, something like that. We can't run nothing significant to the actual, that looks like a game kind of prep. We can't do that, but we can get some shots up. We run skills and drills and that sort of thing.
So if you had a couple of weeks off, take you off the basketball court. What are you doing with your time off? And I know you're thinking about basketball.
I'm always thinking about basketball. Right. That's okay with me.
Right.
It was always my dream too, if we could be a basketball player. But my focus is this live period right now. Right. Okay. So I take a couple of days, take a deep breath, and then I got to start, wherever's there, I got to start getting ready for this live period. And the hope is to get these kids to college scholarship. It's been tough here lately because we have this thing out there called the transfer portal.
Man, do not get me started. There's NIL, there's loyalty has gone out the window, and that transfer portal that's a mother. You got to. It's tough to get these boys in. I want the folks listening to also know that he's the kind of coach that comes up here, the basketball bag is right next to him. That basketball bag, I will bet every dollar I got, that bag stays in your trunk. You always ready.
It's in the trunk. It's in the trunk.
You probably got cones, you got pennies, you got everything you need in that trunk. Like, open the trunk. He got it all.
Yep.
In that trunk. Why should our listeners, why should I find our way into your gym come December? What are we going to see?
You're going to see a senior-related team that's going to play hard, that's going to play aggressive, with discipline. Okay. All right, and they're going to play with their heart and soul. These are not top 100 players that we have at AXC, but these are players that's developed along the way, have worked hard, got in the weight room, and this is why it's, for me, getting the scholarship is so significant, because I know what they did. I know what they did to get here. Right. All right, and so I know how hard they're working in the gym. I know how hard they're working in the classroom. You know what I mean? So this is, for me, it's an honor, number one, to be here, but I want to help support them as much as I possibly can. And that's what we look forward to coming all the way down here. You know, we have a live period that's closer to our home. Right. But I said, listen, let's travel here. Man, let's look at the colleges down in this area. Right. And see what they have to offer. You know? Right. So, you do the best you can for the kid, but at the end of the day, our goal is to make them young men and try to help support them get, so mom and dad don't have to pay for college. Right. You get the kid. You start in ninth grade? Ninth grade. He's 14 or 15. Right. You see something in him that maybe he doesn't see in himself. Absolutely. You developed, you're 32 years in with this school. That's 500 players at a minimum. You know, whether they've come through a camp, whether they've played for you, whether you have a JV program over there. Yes. Right. So you see them all. So you got 800, 900,000 players that you've seen. Yep. When the kid doesn't know he has it, when he doesn't have that confidence, when his parents are kind of on the line, but then you see him on graduation day, tell me what that feels like. How big is that smile? So going back to what you said, sometimes when you see a player and he's not at his best, it's touch and go sometimes. Okay. So we try to weigh in on what he's not good at. Okay. Rather than come down on him right away. There you go. So we try to bring him the love. And we always say our philosophy is, let's show the love first, and then let's just get him started as a basketball player. I love that. Well, I'm going to tell you again, thank you for supporting these young people. Yep. We need these young men to be strong young men going forward. You know they're our greatest resources, young people. Absolutely. We as adults, we have to lead these young people. I thank you for doing that. I'm a father, so you're looking at my two right here. Okay. I got one going to college. She's a rising senior, and then he's a sophomore over there playing in a summer league over at Georgetown Prep. We thank you for what you do. We love this game as a family. Right. We love being here, seeing this game. I love the fact that I just met Kevin Givens from Academy of the New Church. Don't be surprised if you hear my voice in the stands at some point, because I'll travel for basketball. Right, I don't mind traveling for basketball. I'd love to see you there. And I'll take you out for dinner. Oh, okay now. It's on me. I could be a cheap date. It's on me. It's on me. Well, we'll be emailing. Because we're going to find ourselves in Pennsylvania sometime. I call a lot of games down here for DeMatha, St. John's, Georgetown Prep. So we get a hole in our schedule. I don't mind going to, is it 95 or am I going out 15? 95. 95, it ain't no way. Leave early. Yeah. You know how that traffic is. Well, look, it's brutal. You got a game over at Seton. I'm going to look at the box score because I won't be over there. But we do thank you for joining us. This is Mr. Kevin Givens, Academy of the New Church. If y'all want to connect with his basketball program in Pennsylvania, it's ANC Basketball on Instagram. Number 2 in the conference last season, won the first league title since 2009 and 2024. Since 2009 and 2024, he's won 395 games. Win number 400 is coming this year. We know this, right? It's on its way. No promises. But I will ask you this. I'm not going to put you on the spot. How do you feel about the upcoming season? You feel good about it? I feel great. I think we're going to win it again. I really do. Back to back? Yep, back to back. All right. You heard it right here. I didn't ask for a promise, but it sounds like he's saying some things over there. All right, Coach Givens, thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kurt Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.